Hey Coppell artists, today we're going to begin our complementary color landscape.
Our goal for this week in art is to draw our landscape and fill in the space with lots of different types of lines, like angular lines and curved lines, to show emotion. Turning your paper landscape, we're going to divide our paper in half. Use a ruler and a pencil to draw 2 lines near the center of your paper. It should look like this. Next, let's add a horizon line in our landscape. Place your ruler horizontally and draw a horizontal line in the middle. Then, draw 2 diagonal lines coming from the horizon line to represent a road on both landscapes. This next step is super important. Make sure you're using a permanent marker like a Sharpie to outline today. You will not want to use a black washable marker. Confidently using my permanent marker instead of a pencil, I'm filling in the space with a variety of angular lines to show clouds, hills, mountains, and etc. These angular lines show excitement in my landscape. On the right side of our landscape, we're going to be using curved lines instead of angular lines. Using curved lines shows a little bit more of a graceful and calm sense of emotion. Alright, let's go ahead and stop after you are finished drawing. We will work on color next week, so make sure you hold on and save your artwork. Last week we learned about landscapes and how to use different types of lines to show emotion. If you didn't finish adding all your lines and details, you still have time to do that today. Today we're mainly going to focus on complementary colors. It's really important that we make sure we're using the right art supplies. You will need washable markers for this next step. Permanent markers will not work. If you use permanent markers, then next week's art technique will not work. Then choose 2 pairs of complementary colors. For example, yellow and purple are complementary, so are orange and blue, and red and green are complementary. These are colors that are opposite from each other on the color wheel. Remember, they complement each other. They look good next to each other. On the left side of my landscape, I'm going to be using the complementary colors orange and blue. I'm outlining the space first and then filling it in with those colors. You don't have to color every single space with those colors, but try to color at least most of it. On the right side of my landscape, I'm using 2 different complementary colors, yellow and purple. Once you're done coloring your artwork, save it for next week. We have a part 3 coming up very soon. Last week we focused on using the complementary colors and washable markers to fill in our landscapes with color. If you did not finish coloring, today would be a great day to finish that step. The reason why it was so important to use washable markers is because today we're going to turn that marker color into paint. All you will need is a cup of water and a fine paintbrush. You don't want one that's too big. Go ahead and just take clean water and start to brush over one color at a time. So for example, I am only covering the blue right now with water. I will not put the water over the orange just yet. On your brush, there's going to be some extra paint, so you can fill in the white spaces with that paint color. Then repeat the same step for all the other colors you have. If you notice that your color is starting to run into another color, like for example, my purple is running into the yellow, use a clean brush and just kind of try to wipe it away as best as you can. Remember, art is not perfect, so if there's a little bit of bleeding of colors, no big deal. We are all done with our finished landscape. Let it dry, and if you would like to, at the end, you can go ahead and cut your landscapes into 2 different pieces of artworks, but it's totally up to you. We are all finished, and awesome job, Coppell artists.